What's up, y'all? My name's Demi, and welcome. If you're new here, I'm pleased to introduce you to my channel. I love to make content that is applicable, practical, related to me and what I'm going through, and things that I think could help you. So in today's video, I'll be sharing some of my favorite Stoic principles. Disclaimer, I am by no means a guru or an expert on this subject. I've simply been consuming a lot of Stoic media lately from my guys Ryan Holiday and Ali Abdal, and you can of course check out their channels because they go way more in depth than I do. And because I've been consuming so much of this media, I feel a need to share with others because it's genuinely helped me, and I think it could help you too. To start off, I want to define Stoicism by first addressing some common misconceptions. Based on the way we use the word Stoic in everyday English, you'd think that if someone is Stoic, it means that they have a good poker face, or it means that they don't display emotion. Let's get one thing clear. Stoics are not emotionless robots. They just think that the good life is one where you experience a lot more joy and happiness and tranquility than anger and despair and anxiety. And they're willing to do the hard work to create that life. In general, Stoicism is a branch of philosophy designed to make us more resilient, happier, more virtuous, and more wise, and as a result, better people. To be a Stoic means in part to have greater control over your emotions and to not have your life dictated by them. True Stoics are peaceful and confident in the face of anything that you throw at them. With that out of the way, let's get into my favorite Stoic principles. Emotions come from within. Marcus Aurelius writes, "Today I escaped anxiety," or "No, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside." I love the Stoics because they have truly mastered the discipline of perception. They've mastered the ability to see things simply and straightforwardly, as they truly are, not good nor bad. Stoics argue that it's not outside forces that make us feel angry, fearful, or sad. Instead, it's how we think about the situation. Many of us want to place blame on external forces because it's easy to do. But the truth is, all conflict starts internally, in our minds. For example, your boss ignores you one morning and it results in a feeling of anxiety. And you start to think, oh no, what have I done wrong? My boss doesn't like me anymore, I'm gonna lose my job. The Stoics would encourage you to stop and explore the thought that created that anxiety, not to just accept it. Apply a logical filter against your own cognition. For the previous example, that could simply mean asking yourself if you've truly done anything wrong, or if you can truly judge whether or not your boss likes you based on one situation. There is life after failure. The art of properly responding to failure begins by not being surprised by it. The reason that so many failures are devastating to us is that we never consider that things could happen any other way but the way we wanted them to. The Stoics spend a lot of time practicing negative visualization, and that's basically just meditating on what could go wrong, what the worst case scenario is, or things that are outside of your control. And they did this for two reasons. Number one, they did it so they could eliminate the shock of surprise. And number two, they did it so that they could go into every situation with their eyes wide open to all possibilities. And in that way, there is no such thing as failure, only outcomes. And if you do fail, recovering from failure is a practice. It's a mindset. At the very least, failure is a chance to get familiar with misfortune. No failure means no growth. Honestly, the experience of failing is truly invaluable because it's the highway to success. Look at history. All the stories of success are also stories of great struggle. Thomas Edison famously failed nearly 10,000 times to create a commercially viable electric light bulb. And with each failure, he gained the knowledge of just one more avenue that didn't work. And it was the accumulated knowledge from nearly 10,000 failed attempts that ultimately led to his success. Self-awareness is key. You have to be mindful of the urges and impulses that prevent you from being engaged and present. Constantly ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Get to the bottom of that. Investigate it, dissect it. It's really hard to, for example, change your habits if you don't even know why they exist. The practice of self-awareness in how you think, feel, and behave is a muscle. The practice of thinking about how you think is a muscle. The more you use it, the better, the stronger it gets. The battle for self-awareness is an endless one. The ability to step back and see yourself from a distance, to analyze your flaws and weaknesses, to understand your own motivations is not easy. And yet we must continue to aim for self-awareness. We must continue to aim for knowing ourselves as fully as possible. Put the device away and just be present. It's wild to me how often I'll go to a restaurant and see a family and everyone is on their devices. No one is engaging with each other. No one's talking with each other. True moments of connection and communication just ruined. To be present, as well as learning to be alone, is a habit. Some people are really good at it because they make time for it. Throughout your day, find a moment, however fleeting, to just sit and be still. And it doesn't matter where you are. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Put your phone on vibrate so there's no chance for interruption. And just reflect on your day. Whatever you're doing, be ruthlessly present. Let your mind focus on the task at hand, what you're trying to accomplish. And do it with diligence, patience, attentiveness, and care. Sooner or later, you'll realize how much of an asset it is to the overall quality of your life. Time is our most precious resource. Something that I both love and hate about Stoics is that death is on the forefront of their minds. They really understand the fleeting nature of humans. It provides a sense of urgency to realize that you've lived a certain number of hours and the hours ahead of you are not guaranteed as the ones you've lived. Honestly, when I think of this, I realize how much of a blessing each day actually is. Even more than that, I realize that each day is an opportunity to improve and to learn to honestly appreciate what I'm capable of achieving and how I'm responsible for the quality of my life. The last thing any of us wants to do is die with regret. And that's why the principles of Stoicism put your life into perspective, put so much emphasis on death. They humble you, but they should also deeply motivate you. So thank you again for listening to my favorite Stoic principles. And honestly, if embraced and exercised regularly, I truly believe that these Stoic principles will champion your creativity, they'll facilitate your workflow, and they'll improve your overall state of mind and life. So please like, comment, and if you're feeling up to it, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for joining me today.